Well, welcome everybody. My name is Denise Harlow. I'm CEO of the National Community Action Partnership, and today is really a great chance, I think, for the network to lean into learning more about the partnership's endorsed vendors. A lot of times we do our training and technical assistance on capacity building side of the house. And our endorsed vendors and group purchasing arrangements we have with the folks around today's table are critically important to bringing sure that agencies are running efficiently so more money and more resources can be spent on mission. So before we get rolling, I'm going to go to the promise of community action because that's where we start all of our webinars. That community action changes people's lives, embodies the spirit of hope, improves communities, and makes America a better place to live. We care about the entire community and we are dedicated to helping people help themselves and each other. And why is the promise really tied to today? Well, families across this country, the communities in which you serve as local community action agencies and state associations deserve the best possible, most efficiently run nonprofit and public community action agencies they possibly can have. And our endorsed vendors here today help you as local community action agencies be efficient, decreasing purchasing costs. It allows you to be good employers in terms of offering certain member benefits or employee benefits to your employees. And I'm so thankful that we have dedicated endorsed vendors. And I'll just say about our endorsed vendors, these aren't just folks that we pick willy-nilly and yeah, they want to be part of the partnership. We'll just put them up on our website, we'll endorse them, we'll move on. Every one of these key partners has gone through a vetting process with our board of directors. And as you know, our board is you, local community action agencies, state associations, right? We are of and by the network, and our board is from the network. So again, today is going to be a good chance for you to hear more about what each of these vendors provides. And I know sometimes you know one thing or you know another, but to see them comprehensively here, I hope is going to be a benefit to you and your organization. So I'm going to start off and kind of go around robin around the room. I'm going to give each person a kind of a chance to introduce themselves and talk a little bit about their company, their organization, and then we're going to dive into a bit of a conversation. Pete, I'm going to start with you at Amazon. People know Amazon, but do they know Amazon in partnership with Community Action? You want to introduce yourself and give a little spiel about our work together?
Absolutely, yes. So my name is Pete Warrensoff. I'm the senior sales manager for the Amazon Business Nonprofit team. First, before I even get into that, I just wanted to thank Denise, yourself, Jovita, Rebecca, the entire NCAP team, just for this partnership and for allowing me to present today. And also on behalf of Amazon Business collectively, thank all of the hundreds of community action agencies that have already taken advantage of the partnership that we have. A little bit about myself. I've been with Amazon 8 years as of tomorrow, which is crazy to think about. And I'm based out of Long Island, New York. The rest of the spiel, I can save it for the Q&A because I want to make sure I give some time to the other presenters.
Fantastic. Thank you. Jim, I'm going to turn to you from STech. I don't think you have a Tiffany's gift card for us today, but you always bring the fabulous prizes to conference. So Jim, you want to give us a bit of an introduction here today?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Jim Zucala. I'm the COO here at ESI, based out of Plano, Texas, privately held firm in business for 37 years. We're a telephony company, so we do telephone systems. It's not exciting or exotic, but nonetheless, if you look at your business, you need telephone and communications to survive. So what we've done is we partnered with the Community Action Program. And again, we're very excited. We're a recently endorsed vendor, so very excited to be part of this. But really what we've noticed is the CAPs in general, they're really focused on the community and they don't have a lot of expertise in the communications arena. And so we've seen that they're overpaying and maybe not educated on using some of the great features that ESI has to help their community and help make them a stronger and better advocate, in their community. So what we'd like to do is, in the Q&A, tell you a little bit more about what we offer, but quite frankly, we've saved at least 50% on every cap that's come to us and provided them with a brand new phone system and a ton of features to help their community. So thank you.
That's quite the outcome.
Yes.
Saving people 50% on some of these expenses that are just kind of built into the sauce sometimes. So appreciate you.
Thank you. And it's bottom line, right? So that goes back into your community. So
it is. Now, Earl, you and I have known each other a long time from Mutual of America. I know a lot of people do know you from Mutual of America, but it'd be great if you could introduce yourself today. That'd be great.
Sure, Denise, and thank you so much for the ability to be on with your team as well as the member agencies that are logging on. My name is Earl Jones. I'm the VP of National Accounts Division of Mutual of America. I have the privilege of overseeing our partnership for, I think this is my third year. It feels longer, Denise, but again, it's been really amazing to just make sure that the awareness is there with respect to what we do, providing retirement plan services, 401k, 403b, pension services, and in a real sense, helping leadership put together a retirement plan to help the employees prepare for a financially secure future. So that's in a nutshell what we try to do, and think through all things retirement so that from a fiduciary perspective, you're covered, you're supported, but the employees are informed and empowered to know what their options are to position themselves for the best outcomes. So really looking forward to continuing to be present and to field any questions, because we really want to make sure that everybody's aware of what we do and how we can best help.
Thank you to Mutual of America for being a diamond sponsor for Community Action in our 60th anniversary year. We greatly appreciate you. And I'm going to turn to our other diamond sponsor, Wipfli. Ryan, thanks so much for being with us. And I know that Wipfli has been working with Community Action a long time. Can you introduce yourself here today?
Yeah, thanks, Denise, for having us. And again, thanks to all the agencies and then attendees for showing up and hearing us out here today. And as you mentioned, yeah, we've been working with Community Action for a long time. And I've been here at Wipfli now. This is my 14th year working in our nonprofit division, more specifically in our federally funded human services division that we have at Wipfli, which is this exact audience that we're here today. I, in fact, now lead that group as of last year. So the people on the call, you probably see me a little bit more around the network these last year and a half or so, and you'll continue to see me for some time. For those who aren't wholly familiar with Wipfli, we're best known in this space for our uniform guidance training, our fiscal audit space, but we also have a whole several other services to wrap around there, from financial, HR, IT, cybersecurity, strategy, kind of you name it. We like to think of ourselves as a one-stop shop for any of the particular support that you need after the partnership helps you kind of from the capacity building specific area. We can help pinpoint specific areas, for your agency.
Great. We talk about a niche market, federally funded, nonprofit and governmental entities and human services. That sounds exactly like Community Action. So glad you're with us here today.
Yeah.
Kay, I'm going to turn to you next from the Nonprofit Risk Management Center. Have known NRMC for probably 20 years, and we so appreciate all the great tools and resources you do for us. Can you share a little bit about yourself and get us started here today with your company?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Denise. I want to start with who likes risk. I can't see everyone's hand, but we do at NRMC, and we find it inevitable, manageable, embraceable, and really a stepping stone in advancing your agency's mission. I'm the Director of Client Solutions, and I'm your librarian to the resources at NRMC. And we have discounts that we'll talk about later, but we really want to help you move the marker and embrace risks. And we consider risk everything from finance to HR to board governance to enterprise risk management. So there's the gamut, and there's ways that we can help.
We need you to help us mitigate all of that good risk. So glad you're with us here today. And Ruth, just transparency, just came off the board of the National Human Services Assembly, where Purchasing Point sits. It is, I know, a piece of the Assembly, but would love for you to give a little introduction and a little bit about the work Purchasing Point does.
Thank you, Denise, and the team for having us today. And yes, Denise, thank you for serving so faithfully on our board and continuing to be a champion for this program. My name is Ruth Segay. I am the Managing Director of the Purchasing Point program, which is a program offered by the National Human Services Assembly. Our goal is to save nonprofits money for mission, and I will give you more about the program as we asks the questions.
Fair enough. Well, Ruth, why don't we continue, right? I know that group purchasing and different products and services, but Purchasing Point does kind of have a unique niche, right? The Assembly is a nonprofit itself. You're a part of that, you're a program of. We could talk a little bit about what makes Purchasing Point unique and the products and services that you have available at a discount for community action agencies because we are a member of the Assembly.
Absolutely. Community Action Partnership is a member of the National Human Services Assembly, and this is one of our values for membership, and we are exclusive to nonprofits. So all our vendors work exclusively with nonprofits. We have over 200 national vendors in the program that serve many of the operational needs that you may have, not just your office supplies, but bigger needs like if you own your building, facility management services, HR consultation services, if you're looking for business rentals, background screening. We do liability insurance coverage. So many of the operational items that our nonprofits face, a lot of these costs, whether you're large or small, regardless of the size of your nonprofit, there is no tiered pricing in the program. So it's exclusively for nonprofits. I think that's what makes us very unique.
Definitely. And you talked about the services, right? There are some products, but it is a lot focused on services that nonprofits need in their organizations.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Pete, you are on the product side, right? In terms of you think about different kind of purchasing discount programs, right? Maybe you could talk a little bit about what specifically Amazon is bringing to this table in terms of some of the products and the ways you've been working with community action and why community action is important to Amazon.
Absolutely. So community action is important to Amazon, not just because we believe in the mission and do everything we can to support, but based upon some of the agency's feedback, working backwards from the customer, we've been able to build out certain pricing programs. So I'll start with just the basic out-of-the-box discounts that come for NCAP members, which includes discounts on 2,000 products across multiple categories, discounted Business Prime, as well as pre-approval for a line of credit directly through Amazon Business. Two things that are really cool that I must share today. Feedback that we heard from some of the Washington State community action agencies for LIHEAP. They wanted to bring the heat-related deaths down to zero over the past couple of years. So we worked with them to create ceiling prices on portable AC units when many other vendors were going out of stock. That was extremely successful. And when we started to listen to more community action agencies across the US, especially right after the pandemic, we realized that early Head Start products, including baby wipes, formula, and diapers, were either out of stock or the prices were just skyrocketing. So we created a separate price ceiling program for early Head Start recipients as well too. So I think that's one of, when people think of Amazon, we have a lot of products. We're big, but we're also small enough to listen to specific customers to build out specific programs for them.
Yeah, so people hear you using our language, right? LIHEAP, Head Start, Early Head Start, all these products and services that we need in order to run our day-to-day businesses. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Ryan, you mentioned that you've been, you know, community action, your niche is real at Wipfli in terms of the products and services. Why community action? I know that you have your Stronger to Serve conference every summer. What makes community action unique in your bucket, and what are some things that you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, and just as Pete mentioned, we strongly believe in the mission here at Wipfli. That's why we've been investing in the relationships and in community action for over 25 years here at Wipfli. And we've actually been doing work before the regulations conference that originally started 25 years ago that Wipfli now calls Stronger to Serve. We've been doing work with community action for over 40 years. So we've seen a thing or two because we've been in a community action or two during those 40 years. And I think the largest space is, since we're so familiar with those regulations and we've had this partnership with community action agencies and NCAP, for a while, you've educated us too when we walk into those doors. So whether it's you're trying to comply with org standards we can apply the lens of here's how that really reacts from an HR consulting engagement that we might be doing with you, or from a technology engagement that we might be working with an agency on. And then with Pathways to Excellence, there's a lot of those standards that now change, and now a more mature organization that's trying to achieve some of those, it means that you need to have more mature HR or finance or IT functions in your agencies. And that's really where, our familiarity comes to play in the space.
We always love a shout out for excellence. So folks watching, right? There's a lot of good stuff up on our website about the excellence program. Thank you for that. Kay, I know Nonprofit Risk Management Center, you've helped us over the years. Ryan mentioned org standards, right? So we know the risk assessment tool. We have an organizational assessment tool that's leaning into our excellence program. You have sample policies, right? But there's also other discounts and products that you offer to Community Action. What makes Community Action special to NRMC, and what would you like to lift up?
I would say that Community Action is our most active affiliate and also the largest in number. So we really rely on you to increase our wingspan. We are a small nonprofit in the DC Metro, but you're a national organization with really hundreds of agencies. So for us to get our resources out there, we thank you for tapping into us. Other benefits include My Business Continuity, a web application, discounts on events, training, in person and online. And we also have ERLCP, an online training program that's new for emerging risk leaders.
And if I've been to your risk summit, so I hope that folks watching and listening today, if you have your risk mitigation folks, you have your, COOs, you have folks who need to manage all those pieces, going to the risk summit is a fantastic place to get the most up-to-date information. Thank you for all you do, Kay. Appreciate you. Earl, I know that, you can get retirement programs various places, but I know my retirement's in your hands. Again, I always say that, no pressure for you, of course. But I know that Mutual of America is a bit different than some other firms. And why would a CAP agency, and why is Community Action special to Mutual of America? And why is this a unique marketplace for you?
Great question. It's really in our founding. We were founded to serve nonprofits. We were started with a $10,000 grant from the Community Chest, better known as the United Way, to service nonprofits. And ever since then, from 1945, that's been our focus, to serve those who serve. It's personal for us, not only because of the mission and the impact that you guys make, but in real sense, we don't want people who are serving those on the margins becoming those on the margins. And it's personal for me. I'm a city kid from New York, a public school system. My mom was a school teacher. And, I don't forget about the shoulders that I stand on and the people that have allowed me to get to this place in my life. And that's what you all do. You are right there as beacons of light and hope in the community. And we want to be a part of that. And so ever since 1945, I think we've had, some impact with respect to nonprofits. And, for me, what we try to do is to make sure that we think through how to best give the best value to our clients. We streamline our services. We have a bundled service platform so that there's one point of contact. We don't throw you to a website or 1-800 line. We try to give you white glove service. And then also cost is always an issue, right? So we want to make sure that we give you the best value, but also cost is a part of the calculus. So that, the takeaway is that it's about service, it's about support, it's about the mission.
Yeah, that white glove service, you don't throw us just onto a website, you actually, real people talking to us. And I know you're out at a lot of the conferences and events, as are a number of you around the table. Cecilia Piazza, I see that you've joined us as well. Thank you so much for being with us. Cecilia is with First Nonprofit, and for transparency again, I serve on their board of advisors and feel lucky to be able to have ongoing conversations about the impact of unemployment across this country, especially in human services and nonprofits. And there's a way, Cecilia, that First Nonprofit helps nonprofits maybe save some resources and manage their nonprofit burden in different and unique and cost-saving ways. Can you introduce yourself a little bit and talk a little bit about First Nonprofit?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Denise, for having us on this webinar. And just like many of the other panelists that you have here today, we were also started by a nonprofit. We came as a brainchild out of the United Way. And we have been almost exclusively to 501c3 nonprofits for over 30 years. We also serve government municipalities as well. But community actions are very dear to our heart because they offer such unique services and benefits to the community. And we, in turn, look at the dynamics of the hiring that they do and the cycles of their employment. And they are the best agencies to really utilize our unique savings options on unemployment costs because of their turnover and because of the cycle of their employment. So First Nonprofit looks at all of those things, and we're typically saving the community actions 50,000, in some cases 300,000, depending on how large the CAP agency has been. We have over 50 CAP agencies across the country utilizing our services today. So
Those are some real numbers.
yeah,
It's real money. Those are FTEs you're talking right there that can be put into practice working in the community. Thank you for that. I also want to say that we do have an additional corporate vendor, approved vendor, endorsed vendor, Springfield College. And I know Sean Mangan couldn't be here today, but their information is up on our website. And Springfield College does give discounts for college. And you get what's unique about our relationship with Springfield College, of those of you who have certain certifications, child development, family development, those sorts of things, you can get college credit for some of those existing certifications that many community action staff have to get them to their 2-year and/or 4-year degree. So again, more information up on our website. So I'm going to take one of the questions we used in our prep and I'm going to tweak it a little bit for everyone around the room. Maybe we could go around. What is your most popular item that you think that you see community action agencies use? Because peers on the call will say, well, how do my peers use your program and service? What's your most popular, if that fits with the right framing? And then what's the biggest cost savings, perhaps, if that also fits within your frame? I know that it doesn't fit with all of our vendors, but most popular and most perhaps impactful, either cost savings or biggest reach. Pete, I'm going to start with you because you said you have 2,000 products. You got something going on out there.
We do. Yeah. I mean, across the Amazon business platform, there's millions of products, but it's actually my job to know the answer to this. So I spend a lot of time in Excel. So I think I'll be able to answer this head on. Community action agencies, NCAP members, love copy paper. I happen to think we have the sharpest price around. Name brand ink and toner is always popular, which we do have 2,000 discounted office products for NCAP members. And on top of that, this time of year, it's portable AC units, anything really light heat related. So fans, air purifiers, window AC units. And right behind that is going to be diapers, wipes, and formulas.
Go right to that spreadsheet. You know the answer, right to those very tangible products. And, you know, here we are in 2024 and it's still paper, ink, and toner for people, right? That's the real world that our agencies are working in, right? So thank you for that. Really quick, and you were spot on those things. Now, Ryan, I know you are all out there at Wipfli targeting folks with very specific products and services. What's your response to those two questions?
Yeah, I say right now, in this world of new regulations that have dropped from uniform guidance, or if any of the agencies here also have Head Start, that's been, news lately too. And so a lot of our products are, aligning to those regulations. So whether it's a uniform guidance training, everybody has to get an audit every year. So we do a lot of audit services. But one of the new things in the Head Start standards is the wage comparability studies that really need to be more aligned for the fair and living wage in your community. And so there's a lot of organizations reaching out to us to do wage compensation studies. And then the other one is, that we've mentioned, staffing is a little bit of an issue in a lot of our agencies, and more specifically in our accounting departments. So organizations that do not have audit services with Wipfli are reaching out to us and doing some outsourced accounting services where we can do fractional CFO, bookkeeper work, controller work, and things like that as of right now. So it's still kind of living in that fiscal side of the world, and how it really aligns to the uniform guidance space.
And more agencies are looking for that outsourced fiscal as cost and people retire, and to replace longtime CFOs can be really, really tough, and all those internal bookkeeping. So thank you for that. And Jim, I realized I skipped you on the last go around as well. Maybe you could talk a little bit about why CAP agencies are important to you. And you talked about the variety of products that you offer. What are some of your most popular?
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, so the core of our company is success with significance. And so around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we've mentored young children. We've donated to food banks. We've done that sort of thing. And then so we decided to go nationwide. And then as we went through our portfolio, we noticed a lot of community action programs within it. And we thought, boy, what a great way to marry the two together, right? To take our success with significance and make it nationwide. So that's why, it really worked for us. What we've noticed, and so we sell telephone solutions, right? So that's our core product. And what we've noticed is a lot of folks in the community action world, it's almost like a necessary evil. Like, yeah, we pay, one of the vendors X, and it's just how it works, right? So we have to do this because that's the local phone company, or that's what we signed up for 10 years ago. And we don't have the money to spend, $30,000-$40,000 on new phones. We're just not going to do that. And the beauty of partnering with us is we're going to give you the endpoints for free. That's our donation, right? That's hardly ever done in this world. And we're going to give you national account pricing. When I said 50% savings, there's a cap in Missouri that saved $36,000 a year just on the service, not including the phone. Just think about what you can do with that money in your community. So again, for us, it's success with significance. We're giving back. We also donate back a portion of your spend in a grant or in kind or donation, whatever the CAP wants to use as needed. So it just really works. It just makes it's our culture, and it just really works with your culture. So we're very happy to be part of it.
That's fantastic, Jim. I love the frame, success with significance,
Mhm.
and that you're giving back at the agencies, right there locally, right? It puts the money right back into the community. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah. And and again, if I can stress to anyone out there, just go to the website, click on us, no obligation. We'll tell you how much we can save you. So
Thank you. Ruth, purchasing point, right? You got various services and things that you have offering. What are some of the most popular, and what's some of that big ROI that agencies may be interested in?
I would definitely say shipping, express shipping. So we've partnered with FedEx, who offer really significant discounts. Well, we get feedback from agencies and also from FedEx asking us, what kind of discount? Why are they getting such a large discount? Well, it's because they're part of this purchasing group. It's offering for express shipping. So that's one of them. The other one is car rental. So if you're traveling for business, those discounts are significantly high. We're talking 20-30% with Enterprise, National, and Alamo. And those are also offered as employee discounts. So not only for business travel. So if you're traveling on vacations, you're also able to utilize these discounts. A third one I would say would be promotional products. So if you need customized products for conferences, for any of your offices, that's another really large areas. Though we do have products in furniture, food supply, if it's technology, if it's flooring, school supplies, just millions and millions of products with over 200 vendors, and you're getting specialized service from these vendors. You're actually talking to somebody, emailing somebody, and working with a vendor that's part of your program, not just some big group.
No, I know the personalized service you provide, Ruth. You're there to answer the questions and respond to phone calls, which you don't always get in this world, right? And I know from the partnership, we use the FedEx number. That's where we lean in, and the occasional car rental, because we travel apparently across the country. So that's wonderful. Now, Earl and Cecilia, right? Your products are they're a bit different in that scenario. But Earl, maybe we could start with you. What are some of the big things that you see? Why do people come to you? What do you hear from folks? What's the big ROI that people tell you that's why they went to Mutual of America?
I think although that we are, and it's a wonderful question. I think although we're a national company, we are local as well. Our regional office network, we work directly with our clients locally, and we provide the consultative services to make sure we think through how best to have a robust and attractive retirement plan that is designed well, that affects the goal of attracting talent, keeping your talent, investment education, which is really critical because a lot of times people, they run away from what they don't understand. So we are in the business of informing and empowering people to take advantage of this service. And then also to make sure that they know that it's not as arduous in terms of cost, right?
Mhm.
So we have an administrative fee waiver and then also national account pricing. And then also there are some things for leadership, like a 457 plan, right? Where, you can kind of take care of your key people. And that's another, value add for those who are in leadership and you want to take care of your lead staff. And so again, comprehensively, we want to work directly with the agencies and think through. We're still trying to improve the experience and we're listening and to really try to provide the best product possible. So again, I think it's more of a consultative approach where we're boots on the ground and have the ability to kind of make a difference in that capacity.
And the administrative fee waiver, right? There are various ways that a CAP agency can help employees, even if there's not a match, right? We have to take care of our employees to make sure that they're able to contribute in some way, shape, or form for their eventual retirement, because we all get there at some point.
Absolutely.
God willing, we all get there, that's for sure. And that Secure 2.0 is coming, right? And it's good to have an educational force behind us, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Cecilia, you mentioned 50 CAPs around the country are working with First Nonprofit. Well, and seeing some of those numbers where I've sat with First Nonprofit, you talk a little bit about what's the why? Why are our agencies coming to you? How are they managing that entrance point to your company?
Well, most recently, after COVID, there was a lot of fraud going on with unemployment benefits. And so one of the biggest reasons that people are coming to us now is because they've seen their employer unemployment costs go up, sometimes 50%, 60% by the state tax. And typically before, they would just have the payroll companies submitting those taxes to the state and really not thinking about it. But now with unemployment, with the fraud, a lot of agencies are looking for ways to, save money. They're really upset about some of those fraudulent claims. They don't want to have paid those out. And while we can't go back in time and necessarily correct them, they come to First Nonprofit looking for safeguards. And that's what we provide because we do the auditing, we do the checking. We're not going to remit a payment to the state unless it is a valid claim. We're going to make sure that that CAP agency is utilizing their unemployment funds for just their former employees and for no fraudsters. The other reason they're coming to us now is because of hybrid work and all of the HR support that we're giving to them with our mineral program. They're saying, I have to hire a person in Florida. And so we help them set up an unemployment account in Florida. They might only have one person there and they've never, set up an employer registration form. So we're helping them with those documents. They can be very cumbersome and that's all included in our service, the HR and the unemployment.
Great, thank you. And you had some really great online tools and resources easily usable by nonprofits from around the country. Kim, I'm going to turn to you in a moment, but I know Pete has to go here real quick. So Pete, before you go, any last nugget from your desk?
Thank you for that consideration. Yes, I think the thing that I'd like to call out, if there's one thing to remember, is Amazon Business and NCAP. We've done all the work behind the scenes to make this an easy program to take advantage of. If you have an Amazon Business account and you haven't associated to the NCAP program, it takes 70 seconds. I know this because I did it yesterday as a demo. If you don't have an Amazon Business account today, go get one. It's free. If you are purchasing on regular Amazon today, you're probably not getting any tax exemption and you're paying what consumers pay. You're a business and you're a nonprofit and we have pricing programs for you. So that's it. I think we have a PDF with all the information that can be shared, but I appreciate you being considerate of me needing to drop and give me the floor for a minute. And thank you to all the panelists and the attendees today.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, turning to NRMC. there are some reasons why folks come to you, right? What are some of those big, high impact products that you see people coming to you for, that they're really reporting that they're really being high impact?
I would say risk help is our most unique member benefit, and that's the opportunity to either call us, write us a question. And people think, really, anything? And we like to keep it in a 15 to 20-minute increment, but it's a little bit like having a risk manager on retainer. If there's something that we can help you with that time, we'd love to do that. I would say the other very popular thing is training, that we know CAP is committed to training. And Melanie has had the opportunity to work with maybe 15 different CAP agencies throughout the country at their conferences or doing custom training for them. So it's really something that we love to do, create a workshop on a specific topic and deliver it, and then that agency owns the file. So we love that kind of work.
And I heard a challenge laid down. Challenge us with your best risk question. We're going to tackle it. We're going to get you an answer. So this network can probably, we'll do our best to stump you on that. But I encourage the CAP agencies listening today. NRMC is a fantastic resource. Melanie Herman, the CEO, is often on the Nonprofit Times top 50 nonprofit leaders in America. And it's always great to see Melanie lead across this country. So, Kay, give her our best as well. Thank you for that. Okay. I'm going to pause here to see if there are any questions that have come through in the chat. I don't see any off the top. Feel free to put them into the chat. But I also know that there's a lot more information about your products and services up on your website. There are links up on our website. And I know Rebecca here in a moment is going to walk you through on where to go find that information. But before I turn it over to Rebecca to walk us through some of those places, are there any last brief takeaways you want to make sure people hear from you today? And we'll do a kind of a popcorn. Well, I'll move it pretty quick around the room. How about Jim and then Cecilia?
Yeah, and just that 10,000-foot level, allow yourself to have the features of a system to communicate with your base, right? And so once you have that, just think of the ways that you can help and serve your communities better.
Thanks, Jim. Cecilia?
Unemployment is an operating cost, and your CAP agency can save up to 36%, even so in some cases up to 50%. It's a free evaluation, so please contact us.
Thank you, Cecilia. Ruth and then Ryan.
So one thing I forgot to mention is that we work with over 10,000 nonprofits, and we have saved our nonprofit members $256 million. So you are in great company with really large nonprofits and the very small ones, because we don't leave anyone out. A key factor with this program as well is supplier diversity. We proactively work with diverse business enterprises, that's certified minority, women-owned, veteran enterprises, to make sure that we're identifying contract services for our members. Another is risk mitigation. We're sourcing from vetted vendors to help reduce the risk. I heard someone there talk about risk with nonprofits. So saving time. We're saving you time from doing the research and vetting vendors. That's already been done for you. A last thing is that the pricing is consistent. For example, these contracts are negotiated over a term, maybe if it's 3 or 5 years. So whatever pricing you're quoted, that price will not change regardless of what's happening. So I look forward to answering any other questions that you may have. And you have a customized portal for Community Action Partnership members as well.
Thank you, Ruth. And that focus on women and minority-owned businesses, right, in terms of procurement rules and things like that, that's an incredibly helpful piece to have in our back pocket as well. Thank you. Ryan, any last things from Wipfli before we move on?
Yeah, one of the last things I'll share is, just like we've got this partnership and all the other vendors on here that our panelists have the partnership with NCAP, Wipfli has those relationships with a lot of the large software vendors that are out there too. One most notably Sage Intacct. That's the one that we tend to see a lot of organizations moving their financial software to. And we talked about earlier, financial staff can be something hard to do. So organizations are looking to get automation out of their financial software, or just get into the 21st century when it comes to financial software. And so Sage Intacct is one of those solutions. I reached out to them before this call to say, hey, what can we do to showcase, some commitment to this network? And so for now, through the rest of the calendar year, we're going to offer 25% off on the software subscription fees for that product. So anybody that's looking to move towards Sage Intacct, that certainly can help there. And then we're going to also offer 25% off any of the implementation fees. So if you were kind of on the edge before, this might be a time to kind of think through and jump on that here, especially if that was in your budget for this year, looking at a new financial application. So I'll just leave it there and thank everybody here for allowing us to participate today.
Hot off the press, discounts in real time. Thank you, Ryan. Let's go to Kane and then we'll turn to Earl.
Well, we just launched a new refreshed website about 2 hours ago. So I would encourage everyone to go to our site, nonprofitrisk.org, click on affiliate. You could complete the profile, and within 90 seconds, you could have access to the affiliate dashboard, start looking at the resources, and become familiar with risk. Embrace it. We'll help you mitigate it. Contact us.
Love it. Thank you. Earl, what would you like to leave us with? What's your last nugget?
Just two things. One, we're grateful for our clients. We know that every year that we have to work hard to keep your business and maintain that relationship, and we're working hard to do just that. That's why, certainly we're here and we're present. There's anything I can do to continue to support and be a resource, I'm certainly very accessible. The other thing I would say is that whenever there's time to review your plan and consider your options, we love to be in the conversation to benchmark your plan. It is complimentary, and so we want the opportunity, one, to get a sense of what your vision, what your challenges are, and how we could be helpful, and then kind of do a cost comparison, not just with respect to fees, but also services as well. Love to be able to kind of connect with you and kind of illumine what it is we do and how it can benefit you. So really grateful. Thank you for this platform to share to you, not only you, Denise, but also to the team.
Thanks, Earl. Appreciate. Did I miss anybody? Ruth, I saw, oh, good. You answered Sarah's question right in the chat in terms of where to find more information. That's fantastic. Thank you for that.